The Simpsons have completely taken over Fortnite this past month, so in this video I'll be building all of the best Simpsons characters out of Lego, from Homer to Marge and Bart, and then putting them all onto the island for a massive Fortnite battle. So you need to subscribe and I need to get on to building our first character. So our first skin is of course Homer Simpson, the main character from The Simpsons. If we put together his head, body and legs, we have this complete minifigure, which we can then give him an assault rifle as a weapon. We can also swap him out for his evil Homer skin, which we do by adding this red bodysuit and a rubber tail piece on the back. So we'll put Homer on this base plate and move on to our next minifigure. We now have Homer's wife, Marge, and she's a really interesting Lego minifigure. We can build her using her legs, dress piece, and torso, as well as her head with this giant blue hair. Although this hair may give her a huge disadvantage in the battle, it's still a really cool piece and we'll give her a weapon and put her next to Homer. Now before our next Simpsons character, this season of Fortnite has some classic characters like Peely that have been given some new variants as well. We can build this by using these yellow legs and torso, and then this big banana piece to go over the top. This Peely will also enter the battle royale, so we'll give him a gun and stand him with Homer and Marge. This isn't the only Fortnite legend though that will be a part of this battle. Back to the Simpsons, we now have Krusty. Now Krusty can be found on the map and gives players a weapon called Mr. Blasty. So let's build Krusty with these green legs, pink shirt, and his head, which surprisingly looks exactly the same as Homer's, just without the hair. We can give this Krusty a small pistol to represent Mr. Blasty, which he shoots to make players fly up into the air with balloons. Now we can add Homer's nosy neighbor to the mix. This is Ned Flanders, and in Fortnite he is an absolute demon. Seriously, you do not want to mess with this guy. To build him out, we have these grey legs and green body, plus his head sculpt with the glasses on. We can give Flanders a pickaxe because that's really all he needs, because he's so deadly on the battlefield. Next up, let's add Cuddle Team Leader to the mix. We can build her from these pink legs and torso piece, as well as her head and bear-shaped helmet. She includes a sniper too, which can prove really useful in battle. Back to the Simpsons, we have Bart. However, Bart is a little too small to be a character in Fortnite, so they gave him this weird looking mech suit. Thankfully in Lego we don't have to worry about that, and we can build this minifigure from these short legs, torso, and head. He even has a slingshot printed on the back, which he could use as a secret weapon. Bart's sister Lisa is up next, who once again got given this weird looking mech suit in the game, but in Lego we can build her using these small legs and dress, and her red torso and spiky headpiece. For a weapon, let's give Lisa an assault rifle too, so she can defend herself. It wouldn't be Fortnite without the main character of the game, Jonesy. Now there have been so many Jonesies over the years, but this is the most iconic default outfit, so let's build it in Lego. We can add the torso and legs together, as well as his face and bright yellow hairpiece. For a weapon, let's give Jonesy this pistol that he can use. Our last minifigure will be a team of two using Fortnite's new Sidekicks update. This is Itchy and Scratchy, the cartoon characters that Homer loves watching on TV. To build Itchy, we have these blue legs and orange jacket, as well as this giant headpiece. To make Scratchy, we can use some grey legs and another tail, as well as this grey torso piece and his rubberized head mold. Okay, so now we have our 10 competitors. Let's send them into the battle bus and get ready for the battle royale. So all the characters are loaded up in the bus, and it looks like Homer, Cuddle Team Leader, and Jonesy have all jumped out first, followed by Marge and Bart, then Lisa, Krusty, and Scratchy, and then Flanders and Peely out last. Flanders lands on top of this house and finds a sniper. Peely lands down behind this tree, but because Peely's head is too big, Flanders can see it poking out from the tree and snipes Peely for a direct headshot, eliminating him from the game. Homer lands near this abandoned campfire and is contested directly by Cuddle Team Leader. However, Homer gets there first, picks up this AR, and quickly eliminates the Cuddle Team Leader. Little does Homer know though that Jonesy has landed nearby and grabbed a pistol. However, Homer quickly drinks a big pot and luckily tanks some of Jonesy's bullets before eliminating him. Bart and Marge both land near the broken battle bus and get into a pickaxe fight, both not having any weapons. Marge wins and eliminates Bart, where she then finds a weapon to use. Lisa lands on this tower and grabs an AR, where she then finds Krusty and Scratchy fighting. She waits them to finish after Scratchy is eliminated by Krusty, where she then third parties to fight and takes out Krusty. As the storm is now closing in, all the players have to head to the circle. On the way, Lisa finds a chest near this rocky cave, but as she goes to open it, she sets off a trap created by Flanders and is eliminated. Homer finds this little car and hops in to drive to the circle. He then sees Marge walking across the grass and drives right into her, eliminating her from the game. As Homer makes it to the circle, he looks around and waits to see if anyone else is around. He senses a sniper and dodges out of the way before realizing that Flanders is racing towards him. Homer gets out his AR and they both start spraying each other, making Flanders have to stop to heal up. Homer runs off and sees a chest and opens it up to see a Mr. Blasty gun. He shoots Flanders with it, sending him high into the sky. Homer then shoots out the balloons and sends Flanders right down to the ground, making Homer the winner of the Lego Simpsons Fortnite Battle Royale. Subscribe for more.